I've driven a few miles away from Harissa Beach there. You can see looking into the interior of the island out there. Not sure what town that is up on the hill. But here we have the Tomato Industrial Museum. I don't know about you, but that doesn't sound so interesting to me. However, there are two beaches, Virhada and Eros. Let's take a look at both of them. Virhada Beach. And so here's the Tomato Industrial Museum. Really interesting looking building. Maybe worth a visit. I'm not in the mood for a museum at the moment, but this beach is unreal. So I've been to Santorini 5 times and never seen or even heard about this beach. Look at this. Look at those bizarre cliffs. I mean, this is a pretty monumental geological phenomenon of its own, and yet not one of the places that you really hear about when it comes to Santorini. Definitely not a secret though. Look at those surreal landscapes. There's nowhere else on the island that looks like this. It's just this one area. Some serious geological history happened in here. And so the good thing about this beach is that as you get further down this way, and it gets steadily less crowded. So if you're persistent and hike through the hot black sand, you can have a spot on the beach without being overcrowded. So I'm going to guess that that is the Eros beach out there. I can see more sunbeds and umbrellas. But let's get back to the four-wheeler and then drive over there, take a quick look, and then keep on going. Not going to stop for a swim. For now, there is much more to see, including the secret church. Many of you will know what I'm talking about. If not, you will find out soon. So that's where I was before. So Eros Beach is just a continuation of Virhada Beach. Here are the other sunbeds. The cliffs continuing. A couple of restaurants. A little bit quieter spot here. And so I'm just going to hop back on the four-wheeler, keep on going, but I wanted to show some of the landscapes along the way because it's super interesting. a nice little private beach down there if you can get to it somehow. And so here you go, the incredible view of the volcanic crater of Santorini. The volcanic island, you can see boats along the shore there, probably tour boats. And then the inhabited island of Thracia out there. I just heard the ringing of the church bell. So the secret beach is apparently not as secret as it used to be. The parking lot has a guy with like a fruit stand and drinks, and there's various people there. I mean, maybe it's always been a little bit of, you know, a known place, and just the previous times that I came here, nobody happened to be here. So I've been to Santorini 5 times. Now, 4 of the 5 times that I've been to Santorini was kind of unintentional. I wasn't exactly coming to Santorini just to come to Santorini. That is the case with this time, the reason being that there is an airport here, and so I found a direct flight from Israel to Santorini here, and then we'll continue to explore other lesser known islands. The first time that I came to Santorini, then I was with this girl from Sweden that I'd met on the ferry coming from Corfu Island over to mainland Greece. We met up, became friends, and took the train from Patras, Greece, on the western shore, across to Athens, and then planned to both head out to the islands right away and decided to continue hanging out together. And so we didn't know like anything about Greek islands. I had a guidebook for Europe that maybe mentioned Santorini, I don't know. It didn't have much for each country because it was one book for all of Europe. And so I was really flying blind, didn't know hardly anything about Greece. And so we went to a ferry ticket office to buy tickets, and we basically just bought a ticket for a ferry that was going to the next island, some island very close to Athens. I don't know if we knew anything about it. It was just a matter of the ticket price was cheaper, obviously. And so we were just like, well, we don't know anything, so let's just go to the cheapest island to get to. And so we get on the ferry, and after an hour or whatever, then we get to the island that we're supposed to get off at, and we take a look at it. I have no idea which island it was. And so we see the island as we're approaching, and we both agree like, this doesn't really look all that great. Let's keep going and see how the next island is. I'm not endorsing this, you know, paying for the ticket to one island and then keep on going, but you know, I was 18 on a super tight budget, and that's what we did. So we get to the next island, and once again, we weren't too impressed, and so we stayed on the boat to the next island. This happened for like 5 or 6 islands, and finally we got to Santorini. It was the last island that the ferry was going to, and so we had to get off. But I think we were probably more impressed anyways. Where is the port? I think it is around the corner over there. You come in on the ferry into this just unreal scene, and then see the staggering cliffs here. We ended up staying on the island for a number of days. Afterwards, she went her own way, Johanna from Sweden. I went back to Athens, climbed Mount Olympus, etc. And so it was the second time that I came to Santorini in 2009 when I discovered this very hidden little Greek church. I was riding a motorbike up the main road, and I stopped to take a look at the sunset because I saw that I was close to the crater's edge, pulled off to a parking lot, and then was admiring the view and the sun setting into the sea here. It's got a ways to go now. And then I happened to walk a little ways over this way. There was absolutely nobody else here. I walk over here to get another view, and then I see a path, a dirt path, and the dirt path mysteriously turns into a stone path. And I found that really odd, going away from the parking lot and the road. It would be dirt and then turn to stone, and so I was very intrigued and followed it down and found this little church, which is right down there. And so the next 2 times that I came back to Santorini, Then I also visited the church. This is the first time that I've ever seen people here at the parking lot, and I did see some people walking down the path towards the church. So maybe you won't have it to myself, but still not a especially popular spot, and it is a really, really ultimate sunset viewing point. So here you can see the sandy path. Maybe I came down over there the first time, and then it turns to stone steps. And so the second time that I came to Santorini in 2009, the first time that I found this church, it was also an accidental visiting of Santorini. I was with my girlfriend at the time, Deanna. So what do you think? Happy to be on a boat?
Yeah. Super happy.
And we were on Rhodes Island, had booked a ferry from Rhodes going to Milos, and then that ferry got canceled. We had to reroute and take a ferry from Rhodes to Santorini. We only stayed one night, and then we had a ferry the next day going to Milos. But in the process, I rented a motorbike. Deanna was sick, and so she didn't join me, so I was exploring around on my own with a motorbike and took some of my favorite pictures that day of Santorini. Out there is Fira, the capital of Santorini, and that is Ia. When you see the images of the blue and white buildings and the crater view, that is oftentimes of Ia out there. And there's another church down there, so there's a way to get down to the water apparently. Maybe a path going down through there, and you can see the terraced area for gardening in the past, farming, orchards, whatever. So there is a path over there. Looks like it goes out to that point. Look at this thing. A watchtower or a windmill? Not sure, but something old. This seems like it's about ready to fall apart at any second. So I'm going out along the sort of peninsula or whatever. The other end out this way before I was over there. Great spot for a restaurant right there. Panorama restaurant, it looks like. It's getting a little bit late. It's like 7 o'clock. Sun setting in another hour or something. But continuing the exploring, let's go see a little bit more. So we have here Caldera Beach. Sounds cool. I realize this must seem a little bit sketchy. Doing this one-handed, but the brakes are good on this thing. It's really pretty straightforward. Never been to this one before, Caldera Beach. There are a lot more beaches on this island than I realized. Wow! This is a nice beach. Up close in the water. A restaurant. And an absolutely epic view. So it's pebbly, rocky. Definitely not the best beach, but the location is phenomenal. Fairly long, a little wider out there. A good spot to hang out for the day. So I'm on another part of the island that I'd never been to before. Just driving around the four-wheeler randomly there. More churches and out-of-the-way places. Another one there. Nice little bay. Down there. There is so much to see on this island. Much more than just beaches. That is one of the things that makes the Greek islands so much more interesting than they otherwise would be. All of the exploring that can be done beyond sitting in a sunbed, drinking a beer. Is this like a water tank? I think it must be. Interesting looking cave up there. So I left that super crowded spot to find a quieter place to watch the sunset. A fairly nice beach here. Prokopiou, something like that. But not looking very nice as far as like the restaurant. It's all kind of falling apart looking there. But the other problem is you can't actually see the sunset. It is hidden by that point there. So I'm going to turn it around here. The sun is about to set. Find somewhere to watch it actually sink into the sea.